Hey everybody, this is a little support video on how to find the slope of a proportional line. So I'm just going to do a couple examples for you guys. The first example, I'm just going to draw a line here. Uh, the slope of a line is just the slant of a line. So in a proportional relationship, it's basically how is y changing when x increases by 1. So it's kind of a version of the unit rate. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if we take a line, let's make a line in red here. And I start at the origin because any proportional line goes through the origin. And then I were to draw a line. Let's say I'm going to draw a line that goes through that point right there. See that one right there? Okay, cool. So this red line, for example, if this was given to you on a paper, and someone asked you, what's the slope of this line, okay? So I'm trying to find out the slope of this line. Basically, I need to identify a point on this line. So I just kind of follow the line until I get to a point that looks like I can identify it. It looks like that point right there is directly on the grid. And what is that point? Well, I look at my interval here. It's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like the x value is 3, and the y value is 2. Okay, so the order pair 3, 2 is that dot right there on the line. Once I have any point on the line, if it's a proportional line that goes through the origin, right, then we can just say that the ratio of y over x is the slope. Because what the slope actually is, slope is the change in the y direction over the change in the x direction. So delta y over delta x basically means how far up or down compared to how far to the left or to the right. It's like the staircase of movement along the line. It's a ratio. All right. So in this particular case, what we're seeing here is the ratio would be this. So if we're looking at it, it's just going to ratio when you go basically up 2, and then you go to the right 3, you get back to the line. That's the staircase of movement along this line. So up 2 and to the right 3, right? So there's your slope staircase, if you will, right? Up 2, let me see if I can do that a little nicer. Up 2 and to the right 3, all right? So you guys will see that if I keep doing that, I'm going to be on the line the whole time, okay? So this is your staircase of movement. We call that the slope ratio, right? But in order to find it, all you have to do is you literally have to just take the ordered pair that you can identify and then just put y over x. Because in a proportional relationship, one of the points that you're always going to have is 0, 0, right? And since one of the points is 0, 0, the change in the y direction is 2 take away 0. The change in the x direction is 3 take away 0. Hence, the slope is just going to be y over x. So when we're doing a slope for a proportional line, all you got to do is identify an ordered pair, x, y, and then put the y on top of the x. There's your slope. This is a slope of 2/3. All right? Let's try another one and see if it gets easier as we go through it. So erase all this. All right, erase this. Erase this. Okay, cool. Let's do a different line. So now we're going to do a different slope, different line. We're going to get a proportional relationship. I'll do a line in purple this time. All right, so it's going to start at the origin, 0, 0, and we're going to do a line. Now remember, I can create a line I want. The steeper the line, the bigger the slope. The more gradual the line, the smaller the slope. Slope of 0 is a flat line. So if I wanted to do this, see it right there? I'm going to identify that point. You guys see it? There we go. Perfect. That point right there. So now I've got a line that goes to that point. So when I'm doing the slope ratio for this, I realize that find a point, and then just take the y and put it over the x. That's all it is, right? It's just going to be the staircase of movement along this line. So in this particular case, what does it look like? You guys can see that if I look at this line and I follow the line, this perfect point right there is on the line. That's the order pair 4 for x and 1 for y. So that's the order pair 4, 1. And so the slope for this is just going to be the ratio of y over x, because it's really change in y over the change in x that makes that staircase of movement. But since you have a 0, 0, it's going to be 1 take away 0, which is 1, over 4 take away 0, which is 4. So the slope is literally going to be 1/4, all right? Which is the same as the unit rate, isn't it? As you go over to the right 1, you go up 1/4. To the right 1, up 1/4. To the right 1, up 1/4. To the right 1, up 1/4, right? So the unit rate in this case, if you look at what that would be, that unit rate point would be what? When x is 1, y is 1/4, right? So the unit rate and the slope are basically the same thing, right? Anyways, so the slope of that purple line is 1/4. All right, let's do another one. Let's do one that's going down from left to right. So this time we'll do a green line going down from left to right. So that's going to be a negative slope. So we'll start at 0, 0 once again because it's proportional, and it's going to go down. Let's just make it pretty steep. Let's make it go down like that. Oh, let's even go steeper like that. That's perfect. Okay, cool. So you guys can see if I follow this line, there's one dot that's perfectly on the grid right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify that dot, and then that's what I'm going to use to find my slope. So That's going to be right there, that ordered pair. And what is that? That's to the x value of 2 and a y value of -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So that's a y value of -5. Hence, this is going to be 2, -5 as an ordered pair, x, y. And then once you have the ordered pair, literally, if it's proportional, which means it's a straight line that goes through the origin, all you have to do for the slope is just put y over x. So what's the unit rate in this situation? -5 divided by 2, or -2.5, right? What's the slope? -5/2, right? It's basically the slope in this case would be -5, the y value, divided by 2, which is the same as -5/2, right? And remember, if it goes down from left to right, it's going to be a negative slope. If it goes up from left to right, it's a positive slope. And in a proportional relationship, it's literally just the ratio of y over x. It's the same as unit rate. Basically, what it is, it's saying as x increases by 1, how is the y changing? As the x value increases by 1 to the right, you're going to go down 2.5. To the right 1, down 2.5. To the right 1, down 2.5, and so on and so forth. And that's the staircase of movement along this line. And that's all the slope is. It's the slant of the line. It's the staircase of movement along the line. It's basically in a proportional relationship, just y over x. Okay, hope that helps.